Hey everybody, SF Silverman here with Ephemeral Coding. Today we're going to be looking at von Neumann pre-alpha update number 6. The first major update is procedurally generated planets. This allows for different colors, sizes, types of planets, and also land masses to be formed on the planet. Now behind the scenes, what's actually occurring to make the planets is a noise is being rendered by the computer, and then within the code it's actually looking at the lights and the darks of that texture and assigning it a land, sea, or border tile. It then changes it into an image and then loads it as a texture for the planet itself. Gas planets are built a little bit differently. We're actually using a shader for the gas planets, and within that shader there are parameters that are randomly generated in the code. And so these random generations of parameters will determine the color, whether or not it has stripes, whether or not it has a storm on it, and a few other features. The next large update is I added moons, and this is a really big deal for me because it took me a long time to get the moons actually orbiting correctly. Here's a few outtakes of me trying to get the moons to orbit a planet, instead of whatever the hell is going on here. But I finally figured it out, and now we have moons orbiting planets. Speaking of orbits, there's a new orbit dynamic. This mostly applies to buildings, and it allows you to put a building into most any orbit around a large object. Proportions aren't being taken into consideration yet, and that will be changed as I develop. I added a very simple AI and state visual. This is so simple that I actually have to go into the code to change its status. When it's aggressive, it's going to be firing on the nearest target. The first weapon that I introduced would shoot in one vector and not change course. The new weapon that I developed will actually track the target. Almost all objects will be destroyable now, from asteroids to buildings. Each object will have a certain amount of hit points that will determine how much firepower will be needed to destroy it. That's it today for update number 6 for von Neumann's pre-alpha. A special thanks to my Patreon members who help support the building of this game. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for future updates. Links to our social media are in the description below.